We all hear it, don't we? Set your goals and achieve your dreams. But I feel like there is a bit of a flaw in this thinking. What if I told you there is a better and more effective way to realize your aspirations? A method that has transformed how I approach every single aspect of my life. I'm talking about setting systems rather than goals. Goals are powerful because they tell your subconscious what to work on. They usually help us guide our conscious decision making. When we know what we're working towards, it's easier to stay consistent and motivated. A goal tells you what you want to happen, but a system tells you what to do to make it happen, shows you the step-by-step process, all the actions you have to take to reach your goal. Because if you don't know how you want to reach your goal, then this is not actually a goal, it's just a wish. I wish I lived in Brazil. Well, how are you actually gonna do it? If you just wish you lived in Brazil, well, then that's it. But if your goal is move to Brazil by the end of 2024, then you start thinking about how you can actually make it happen. Like, what are the steps you have to take to move to Brazil or any other country? When you systematically move towards your goal, you tend to reach your goal faster because you know what you want and you have a clear plan to achieve it. I like how James Clear, the author of the book Atomic Habits, thinks of goals as targets, while systems are the processes you put in place to help you achieve them. So basically, goals tells you where you want to go. They're all focused on tomorrow, but systems tell you what you need to do exactly every single day to achieve your goals. So systems are more focused on today. There are two things from his book that really made me stop for a second and think. The first thing is the fact that winners and losers all have the same goals. The problem with goal setting is that usually we concentrate on the people who achieve all of their goals, the survivors. And we conveniently forget about all the people who had the same goals, but who just never achieved them. The main question is why? Why didn't those people achieve those goals? What's the reason? Why didn't they succeed? And if successful and unsuccessful people all share the same goals, then the goal cannot be something that differentiates the winners from the losers. For me, for example, I always had a goal of growing this YouTube channel, but unfortunately, I never had a good system in place to actually do it. I never quite understood what I wanted out of my YouTube channel, what kind of channel I wanted, what kind of videos I wanted to film, and because of that, I was never truly successful in growing this channel. But now I've started to implement the system of continuous small improvements, and to be honest, I can already see the results. The thing is, I never changed my goal. I only changed the system to be able to achieve my goal faster and more efficiently. The second thing James Clear talked about in his book is how achieving a goal is more like a momentary change. For example, this evening you decide to make a healthy meal because you want to become more healthy. So you make healthy dinner for yourself. But then tomorrow you think, you know what? Actually, I want to go to McDonald's and that's what I'm gonna have for lunch. And then for dinner, I'm just gonna get takeout. I'm not gonna really think about it too much because I'm too busy, I have too much work. So now in a few days, you remember that you actually had a goal of becoming more healthy and you try to chase the same outcome. Oh, you make a healthy dinner for yourself or a healthy lunch. But then again, something changes and you don't follow through. Because when you try to change the system behind something, it's always a lot more difficult. It requires a lot of thinking. It requires a lot of restructuring. For example, when it comes to creating your YouTube channel or making your videos perform well, it doesn't just, take a moment. You have to think about it. Maybe you have to change this or change your strategy. If you only solve problems at the results level, then this is like a temporary fix. You have to solve your problems at this system's level. Like, what is wrong with the whole system? If you're trying to be more healthy, but then every other day you go to McDonald's, where is the problem here? What's the reason why it's so difficult for you to follow through and be more healthy? Now let's explore a practical example of how a tool can help you improve your productivity in terms of writing. And the platform that can help you here a lot is QuillBot. I personally love using QuillBot as a Chrome extension. The simple addition can completely transform the way you write your documents, emails, schoolwork, and content. It enhances your writing by removing any errors related to pronunciation, spelling, and grammar. I just created a document called Veronika's newsletter, and here is a few paragraphs of what I actually want to send out as my newsletter. So here we have to replace this with here's, like this. Here's how I have to spell this word, than. Okay, perfect. So now my writing is clear of all errors and grammar mistakes. With QuillBot, you can also paraphrase your text to sound more professional in your emails. Here it's better to say I hope, and here I can actually remove the. But what I actually want to do is I want to make this sentence sound a little bit more professional and formal. So what I have to do is I have to click on formal and choose one of these options. This last one, I like it the best. Okay, so now my email sounds a lot more professional and formal. Trust me, this QuillBot Chrome extension has made me a more productive and confident writer. I love using it when I have to write anything, and I highly recommend you give it a try. To do that, you need to click the link in the description and download the QuillBot Chrome extension and take your writing to the next level. And if you want to go premium, make sure to use my code Veronika20 to get a 20% discount on your annual subscription. Now let's talk about why systems are so powerful. Systems are more like immediate choices, processes, and habits. They usually don't have a specific goal set in place. However, they kind of move you forward in this direction that you value. For example, right now I'm very serious about Spanish. I try to improve my Spanish as fast as I can. So one thing that I recently implemented into my language routine is listening to a podcast in Spanish every single morning. When I listen to a podcast, I don't really have like a goal. I don't tell myself, oh Veronika, you have to listen to a podcast for 20 minutes or for 15 minutes, or you have to listen to 2 episodes. No, I just listen to it every day or every other day. I try to stick to every single morning when I wake up and I do my daily routines, because generally I know that this system will move me closer towards my goal of becoming a confident Spanish speaker. And I think all the systems that I have built out for myself really help me regularly repeat the same tasks, or kind of the tasks that I need to do in order to move closer to my goals. Usually people just ask this one question. They say, oh, what is my goal? Or what do I want to achieve? But the most important question is, what are you going to do to arrive at your destination, your goal? What are you going to do? What are the steps you're going to take to actually accomplish your goal? So now I want to give you guys a few concrete examples of what I did to stop being so focused on a goal and start building a system to be able to achieve this goal instead. So my first goal was I want to reach B1 in Spanish by the end of this year. And originally I was so focused on this goal, and I was always stressing out about it way too much. But then I realized that I had to shift my focus towards what I actually do every single day, instead of constantly worrying about January 2024 and how if by January 2024 I'm not B1 yet, well, I'm a loser. So I made Spanish a part of my daily life. I watched a bunch of videos on YouTube about how other people learn Spanish. I downloaded different resources, different apps, and I tried to actually immerse myself into the language. But at the same time, I don't want to feel bad about myself if one day I realize that, oh, I'm not actually B1 in Spanish yet, because this is not something I want to be focused on right now. I want to be focused on this journey of becoming a confident Spanish speaker day after day. The second goal I had was reach 1 million subscribers on my YouTube channel by the end of this year. If you guys didn't know, I also have a second YouTube channel, Veronika's Language Diaries, where I talk about language learning. And there, I already have over 800,000 subscribers. And I was thinking, if I already have over 800k subscribers, I might reach 1 million subscribers by the end of this year. But again, right now I shifted my focus. I shifted my focus to the system I have built. Because if you have built a good system for creating YouTube videos, for example, you shouldn't even worry about like numbers and stats, because it will all come. Mr. Beast is a good example. He knows that he has this amazing system in place. And if he has a goal of reaching, I don't know, like 500 million followers on YouTube, he will reach this goal.
So stop sitting there and thinking for months and months on end, and just get to work and start uploading. Like, All you need to do, this applies to people who have not uploaded videos but have dreams of being a YouTuber, is make 100 videos and improve something every time. Do that. And then on your 101st video, we'll start talking, like maybe you can get some views.
So that's why right now I try to focus more on building a good relationship with my audience, of creating good quality content. And in any good system, what you have to keep in mind is you have to have those small, consistent wins. Otherwise, you'll quit. When it comes to language learning, it can be having a successful 5-minute conversation with a person. It's a small win, but you have to make it consistent. So you have to consistently practice speaking. And that's why people always talk about, oh, how you should take language classes, because usually language classes allow you to make those small, consistent wins. When it comes to posting content on YouTube, a small, consistent win is showing up weekly, or depending on your posting schedule, making videos, publishing videos that your audience is interested in, analyzing your analytics, trying to change something so that your video reaches more people. These small consistent wins will help you build momentum and will motivate you to move forward. Now let's take a look at this graph that I found on the internet about goals versus systems. If you just have a goal of reaching 1 million subscribers on YouTube, once you reach your goal, you slack off, right? You're like, whatever, I have it, bye. But this is what happens when you set a system of producing regular YouTube videos that resonate with your target audience. As the time goes on, your effort stays the same. And the final thing that I wanted to share with you guys is when I was preparing for this video, I learned about this amazing 10-30-100 rule by J.D. Williams. Basically, all these numbers represent days. So the first 10 days, you try your new habit, right? Let's say that you want to learn Japanese, right? So the first 10 days, you actually try to find time every single day. It's very important that you do it every single day. You find time to practice Japanese and you see if it's actually sustainable. If right now in your schedule, you can make time to learn Japanese. If it's something you're ready for, if this is something you're serious about. If by the end of these first 10 days, you realize that actually, yeah, I can do it, you move on to the next 30 days. The next 30 days, you continue studying Japanese, but maybe sometimes you don't have enough time, or you're busy, or you're going to your friend's birthday or something and you skip a day or two. It's okay. But still, you're trying to stay consistent and you're starting to form this habit of Japanese learning. And finally, once you see progress, you're gonna commit and do more. Now you're gonna do 100 days. And as J.D. Williams said in his video, you can literally change your life in 100 days. I really hope my stories and my examples really help you see how important it is to have a good system rather than having a bunch of goals. If you want to make your life easier and improve the quality of your writing, make sure to check out QuillBot by clicking the link in the description. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys in my next video.